And this is why I was so pissed off with the ReSum conference, the summit. And it links back into this. Because at this summit, which is supposed to be about remigration, which is supposed to be about the protection of the ethno-national people, the native people of Europe, and even at this event, I had to sit there and I had to listen to people on stage talking about we need to just support the illegals, water down remigration about the illegals. I had to sit there and listen to everybody sit and talk about we need to build up lobbyist groups and talk about the fact that big lobbyist groups exist, but would refuse to name them. How am I supposed to take these people seriously? How am I supposed to take these remigration movements seriously if we water it down to just mean illegals? If we're not actually talking about the fact that it's not just an Islamic invasion into the UK, it's not just an Islamic invasion into Europe, it is a anti-white invasion. It is a replacement of white people. Look at the UK, for example. 6% of the UK population is Muslim. However, about 30% of the UK population is foreign. That is 24% of people in the UK that are not Muslim but are still foreign. This guy wasn't a Muslim, he was a Sikh man, yet he still didn't like white people enough to the fact that he would kill one and then call racism. It is all of them. It is every single one of them. It is not just the Muslims, it is not just the Sikhs, it is all foreigners. They don't like you. They openly tell you they don't like you. How many videos have you sat and you watched of these people claiming they don't like white people, that we're not the same? They talk about their identity and laugh in your face when you talk about your own. They claim to be the same as you. They try and subvert who we are as people. They claim to be British, but then will then celebrate their native homelands. The most clear example, look at Kemi Badenoch. Kemi Badenoch is a Nigerian woman. She said back in 2021, that Black Lives do matter. She sat there and supported BLM. But now, with Henry Nowak, she said she doesn't want to hear about White Lives Matter. She said, I don't want to hear that. She's not the same as us. She knows she's not the same as us. And she works against our interest. Every single one of them needs to leave. And who are the people that are bringing them over? Who are the people that are protecting them? And this is what was not mentioned at ReSum for some reason or whatnot. I'm sure Martin Sellner has seen my tweet. I'm sure they've all seen my tweet. This is what was not mentioned. Who are the big NGOs that bring them over? Who are the people that opened up the floodgates? Which country is the country starting foreign wars in the Middle East, leading to a refugee crisis? Well, who opened up the floodgates in the UK? It was people like Barbara Roach, Jewish woman that said that her ethnic identity about being Jewish meant that she believed in a multi-ethnic society. You're looking at big hotels in the UK that supply asylum seekers that are owned by Jewish billionaires that claim to be the king of the asylum hotels, which are then made up deals with the government by people like Robert Jenrick, who said that he will open more asylum hotels than his predecessors. Robert Jenrick's married to an Israeli woman, speaks about how Afghan refugees are a national project in the UK, how it's on all of us to bring these people in. This is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the biggest Jewish lobbyists. The lobby groups that have the most amount of money are Jewish, that will spend millions, billions to shut down any form of remigration lobbyist group, which is why it doesn't even make a fucking difference until you cut out these lobbyist groups. NXO, which is the company that picks up the rubber dinghies off the beaches of Dover and drives them back, they're a subsidiary of BlackRock. Who is BlackRock? BlackRock is owned by Larry Fink. Larry Fink was buying up £7 billion worth of housing here in the UK, and he was keeping it for the asset portfolio of BlackRock. He's Jewish. He had secret meetings with Keir Starmer talking about how they need to loosen up the regulations on investment so BlackRock can buy up more of the country. In response, BlackRock was going to help finance more investment into our healthcare system. Who now has all the data access in our healthcare system? That would be Palantir. What's Palantir? It's a company that processes our data, owned by people like Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel's another Jewish man. We are being surrounded by foreign individuals that are buying up our country, opening up our borders, selling off our data, selling off our resources, selling off our social services. For what? Why do we let them get away with this? We have to bend over backwards and pay for everybody else to be given privilege in our countries. And then when finally we're getting somewhere and we start looking up terms like remigration, and I go to the summit and I'm sat there listening to the speeches, and all they're doing is rehashing the same things that I keep getting told. Oh, it's an Islamic invasion. Oh, it's just the illegals. Oh, we'll ignore the fact about all these Jewish lobbyists and the big Jewish financial group. Oh, we'll ignore all of that. It's just, it's just the government working against us. They sit there and say white lives matter. Do white lives matter to you? Do white lives matter to you when you talk about assimilation? You say that we need legal migrants and that we need it for our economy. Really? Do white lives matter enough to just say they all need to go?